sorry about all that. Was I trying to apologize for any one thing I could identify, or for being confusing and then leaving in the night? Oh no, what can you do with that? If I could hold on to what I take for granted, feeling in between my hands, worlds would open up to me, I would understand. You cried when I told you that I needed time. My grandfather dying at 95. You said I'm sure.
Yeah, I could have pulled up just chatting, but no, we're making something. I don't know what though. I got a few ideas and no. Hello, hello. I don't know what I want to make. Let's see, let's pull it against the wall, because that was also an idea that I was like, maybe. Yeah, no, music is gonna be quiet this time. Maybe a little bit. Not too bad. I decided that I wanted... I got myself a pizza, and too many garlic knots, and some soda, and I'm like, oh, that was... I always want all these heavy foods, and these heavy meals, and a bunch of sugar, and then I eat it, and I go, oh, that's not a good idea. It doesn't make me feel good. It tastes good, that's for sure. But it does not feel good. I don't know, like this, because this is also a maybe. Maybe it is just the amount that I'm eating too, where I'm like, I could probably just eat a couple garlic knots, not all of the garlic knots. Or, you know, just a little bit of soda, not an entire bottle of soda. But speaking of built to scale, I eat as much food as there is in front of me. So, here we go again. I'm ready to listen this time. You got ideas? Because I have some, but I don't know what I want to do. So, and some of it's just because it's like a 4-day jam where I'm like, okay, that's not too horribly long. And I am your level generator. I maybe could have scaled mine. Plus, that level generator was, I mean, it was sort of a mashup of both ideas. I mean, I guess it was mostly just a remake of an MMO. That's an easy idea, right? No, what I'm thinking is just, if I do this one, it's just gonna be about a gnome jumping up a beanstalk. Like that's simple. So, but that's also why I'm like, but that's not innovative. That's not interesting. That's just something that I made. This one I'm partially thinking just because this is scaling the, I'm trying to think of the, you know, scale where it's not just like messing with the size of the object. So, but I thought making like the most monetized game possible, of which I already have a whole like video. I wrote up a whole script for it and everything, and then never actually made it. So I'm like, maybe that's a good excuse to do that, but. You're gonna get -1 place in the jam? Is that good? Does that mean you're not submitting? Is that... Okay, most monetized game. And then it'd be fake. Like all the ads would be fake and just point at my own jam games and stuff. But built to scale is confusing. Don't understand it when it's a theme. Why isn't it just scale? Well, this is a phrase. Like this, because it says when a company says built to scale, it means that they have invested in upfront systems to handle large volumes of expected customers. So basically it's saying you have a very good base so that if you have like, you know, a whole bunch of people, you have a good foundation. But yes, it's sort of like the Pirate Software Jam a little bit, and that like hitting this part of the theme, pretty easy. Hitting this part, you know, a little harder. Or like hitting them both at the same time, a little harder. Narrows things down more, which is a bad theme. Yeah. Well, you gotta hit that sweet spot of it's inspiring, but not, you know, like you were saying, narrowing it down too much. Because that was the Global Game Jam did the theme, what do we do now? And that was just insane. Because that kind of lets you build anything. That's kind of what any game is what do I do now? But also, like, it feels like, oh, I gotta find some way to get that phrase in there, so... Yeah, that was too broad of a theme. It's like, it's the ones that are just kind of like a word or something, you know, like a ritual. So... Actually won the jam where you hated the theme the most. But I think that what do we do now theme gave us super hot. So it's like, okay, there is a way to kind of hit the theme and do something innovative. So yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know that I have too many. Well, I think my games are somewhat innovative. Ideally, I would want it to be like, you look at the game and you say, oh, as above, so below. That was a... Is that a Let 'em Dare one? I remember that theme. I didn't participate in that jam, but I remember the theme. Yeah, 100,000 Parallel Universe games. Well, I know 2 years ago, the GMTK... No, does it let me easily go back to... Yeah, here. This one. Roll of the Dice. Because I think it was also... This was too strict of a theme. For sure. Role reversal was kind of difficult too, but... Epic Games Game Jam. Okay. With Fregward. I believe you mentioned Fregward before. As in a farming thing? For as above, so below? Well, that's neat. I mean, there's a lot of polish. I think if you have a lot of polish, you can get away with a lot. That's kind of neat, though. I'm like, oh, I got an idea for this. I always wanted to make an RTS where you've got one layer that's demons, one layer that's people, one layer that's angels, and you have to fight on 3 layers all at once. But that's not what the theme is for this current jam. Oh, this is on the Unreal Engine. That's cool. Because I'm like, yeah, I could remake this game because they never did anything with this. But this has already been made, so... yeah, use Unreal too, yeah. Makes sense. Like I said, that's why I'm trying to branch out and do... look into modeling stuff. I finished watching that video about how to actually model. So I think I have some vague sense of how to do modeling. But I think I'd be... It didn't go into how to make a character, though. It was just how to make a model, so... Favorite idea? I don't know. I was gonna do a pro-con list on these. So, pros. Fits. Theme. Cons. I mean, it's modeling. Because of like, it'll be making a gnome model, probably wanting to actually animate it, not just have it jump up and down. I mean, this would be like would probably end up kind of ugly. Let's see, the most evil game was pros. I already have the characters. But I think the mechanics, or rather the number of, because this would be a very menu heavy. So cons, menu heavy, and then pros being marketable, at least. So I think you'll win if you submit a game or you just watch paint dry. Let's see, fitting the theme of built to scale. I don't see how that connects. Do I think there is a world where you could win with a game where you watch paint dry? Yes. Do I think it is for this jam? Probably not. Like I said, I'm not seeing how that connects to built to scale necessarily. Yeah, this is where I would want to do multiplayer, but also 4 days is not enough to do multiplayer, so. A deck builder where you can't burn cards in your deck scales. Where it gets so that I get second place, or you get second place and then I get other way around. So I get second place and you get first. I mean, for 30,000 people, yeah, I'd be okay with silver. I'd be okay with second place. That'd be something to brag about for sure. But if it's rigged, I also don't want to do that either, because it's like when Twitch did that follow bomb the other day. I was like, oh wow, I'm up to 400 followers now. It's like, no, that's also, they're all fake followers, meaning Twitch might just take down the account. So I'm like, no. I think this is also why I don't grow as much, because I'm like, I'm just gonna keep being me and not being marketable. So here's another ugly voxel game. Here's another ugly pixel game. So. Oh yeah, it's zooming in on the individual atoms of paint drying. Well, let's see. Does it say exactly what it gets rated on, though? Because I'm like, if it's talking about like, oh, this needs to be a very playable, very fun game, watching paint dry is the definition of not fun. So, okay, let's actually like read this full thing, because I don't think I actually read specifically the full thing. Yeah, okay, this was a 4-day thing instead of a 2-day thing. Just because try to be healthy, try to get some sleep, which I do that every time anyway, which is why my games turn out well. I either end up with an okay game and I sleep, or I end up with an okay game and I don't sleep, which is why I just choose to sleep. So okay, so okay. Set the compression type to gzip in the Unity WebGL player settings. Okay. No limit on the number of people per team. I really hope somebody's doing a YouTube video of, we made 100-person team for a jam. Actually try in this game jam? Or once you find an idea in a million years? Well, some of it is you just kind of have to pick an idea and go after it at a certain point. I kind of do like the ones where I Because that was one of the parts that I was proud of with that Voxel Pirate one. That was, what was the theme on that one? That was one where that was the idea I had. I'd said, okay, I love it, we're going for it. This one I'm bouncing around a lot of ideas, because I'm like, well, I kind of had this idea already, that wasn't for the jam. I'm like, I kind of had this idea already, that wasn't for the jam. I kind of had this, all of these I just pulled off of my, like, notebook of ideas. This one I think I had in that notebook, I don't remember why, but actually literally all of these were from my game idea notebook. Yeah, this one's supposed. Well, I guess I should probably write sword changes size. This is really what this is. That's what the theme on this one is. I also know I've seen a game that does a long sword. Well, there's a couple of games I can think of that do long sword as a make a game where you do game stuff that fits the theme in the game. Well, it was kind of last year's role reversal. I think one of them... Actually, I think there were a few that were like, oh, you're the game developer making the game. So... You shouldn't make stuff ahead of time that is specifically for the jam. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, 3 criteria. Enjoyment, creativity, and presentation. So I think watching paint dry would possibly get you presentation. It's like watching paint dry with the ability to zoom into the atomic level would probably get you presentation, but I don't know if that's super creative or enjoyable. So... Oh, it's only a 5-day reading period. Wow. Okay, so this is people trying to get around the like, ooh, this one's buggy. Okay, but they specifically say you can change the thumbnail and description and screenshots and stuff. That is something I wanted to think of kind of up at the top here too, is also thumbnail. Because that's what I goofed up on the last jam I just did. Is that I just did not... Because I can kind of think of a thumbnail for this too. It's just like, okay, you have a gnome falling off of a beanstalk. Here you have an evil smiley face with like dollar signs in the eyeballs. Like at least these I have ideas for thumbnails, but they're still not entirely speaking to me, so... Just misclicked and removed the sky. Ruh-roh. You can't just Control Z, undo. Let's see. Okay, that's just stuff you can use. I've never done the like, let's actually put Mark or anybody, like the person who runs the jam into the jam, but it's fun that they just provide you logos. Oh, I guess that also helps for if you want to do a post-jam video, which I really should have finished that Pirate Software video previously, but I'm still running a little slow, so... Oh, but rather just not be able to select this guy. There's no built-in thing for that? You can't just mark it as, like, static, or please don't... Yeah, like you said, lock it in place. Although it's like something I don't know if I know how to do that in Unity, but it feels like a thing you should be able to do. You can turn a thing off. I know you can mark it as static. I don't know if that marks it as unclickable. Okay. Can't click it if you hide it. That's true, but also you probably want to see the sky. Meaning you just have to remember every time you want to play the game to re-enable the sky. So. Yeah, see, this is the thing. I'm like, there's a lot of these ideas that I think are kind of fun, but I don't know if it'll work for 4 days. Like, even this is like, that's kind of fun. It fits scale because it's a giant, but it's also not necessarily. Oh, it's just hidden in the editor. Yeah, okay. Well, that's probably what you want. Just hide it in the editor and then. God, it's currency ad, right? I never remember what it is. Dadgummit. Whoop. Whoop. It's the really long names. That's why I specifically wouldn't change my Twitch name. Because the one I had before that was just way too long. It is currency ad. I remembered it. Hell yeah. A strict box select. Which forces you to marquee collect instead of... Okay, I guess, yeah, that does make it a little more... Immediately, all the money into the slots. Wonderful. I guess I was just complaining about the same thing, though, where I'm like, I just ate way too many garlic knots and drank way too much soda, which I still have a little bit left to finish here, but... Hey, congrats. You got your money. You're gonna be coming for the top dog there. I don't know what I want to make. Why? Why? What do I make? I got ideas, but nothing solid. Let's see, what did Polycube say they were doing? Oh, like changing window sizes, I think. Yeah, some windows could be moved and some only scaled. Which was making me think of that. What do I think of? A bunch of letters? There, but... Like a dungeon defending game. After each level you add a new room, but more enemies attack. Let's see, I saw that recently. Was it on Retromation? No, somebody did a blueprint game. Wait, it might even be somebody here that had like a blueprint dungeon builder. Yeah, I think there's a few like dungeon build. I wanted something kind of pretty simple. I was just like, man, if I could do like a whack-a-mole or something, but I'm like, I don't know if that fits with the built to scale. Scale could also be time scale. That's a good idea. Yeah, this is, I just wrote down the definitions of things here. Because I know there's also like animal scales and stuff. Or like, you know, weighing things on a scale. Or a musical scale. Which is also why I was thinking, oh, like if I do a beanstalk, and you have a musical note going up. Yeah. Happy Friday. I know at work the boss always says, Happy Friday Junior, when Thursday rolls around, and then I just watched a YouTube short recently where somebody's like, if you say Friday Junior again. It's funny because I hadn't heard it before this job, and now it's every Thursday. Happy Friday Junior. Yeah, because it's building something to scale it. It's kind of why I was thinking Project Beanstalk here. It's just, I'm going to end up with an ugly, ugly game again. That's the other problem. It's just going to look like butt because I don't know how to model anything. And then like when I tried to go out of my way to make like I tried to focus on the graphics and still ended up with a fairly ugly game. Like I tried to put some effort into the graphics on this one, and then it just didn't really end up with much of a game. I mean, there isn't a ton of like stuff I'd have to make for this though, because it's just a beanstalk, a gnome, and like gonna use Blender this time then? I don't know. I haven't actually tried modeling anything in Blender, but I did watch a video on how to do it, and I think I have a handle on how I would do it. But it's also like if I try to make a whole character, I don't know how to do rigging. I don't know how to like, that part seems difficult to me. So. Yeah, I'm kind of just torn between these two. But I'm also torn between these because these are ideas I already had that I'm just kind of grafting into the jam. Which that has not worked out for me historically. Like I did that for... What was it? This one. This was like, I had an idea for a mobile game and then the theme was root. And I was just like, here's vegetables. There we go. And it just... It felt half-assed, so it didn't come out as good. Only rigged the snake so far, that was easy enough. Yeah, it's just because I think if I know somebody mentioned doing like nesting dolls. Like Russian nesting dolls. That's kind of a fun idea. And I know Double Fine did that one game. Stacked. Made Stacked that was about Russian nesting dolls. I don't know if that's like it built. It's just... I'm just being... Yeah, this one's marketable. I don't know if I can make it in 4 days. This one fits the theme, but it's gonna just turn out ugly. And it's also not gonna be like... Because that's the other thing, is I want that innovative, like, you look at it, you say, okay, that's an idea. Something like Super Hot, where you look at that, and you're like, okay, that's cool, that's new. Or like Super Liminal, where you can just see it in a short video and understand it. Like, that's cool, that's new. But I don't know. Yeah, and this is one where I wanted to do like a sword that you can make it longer or shorter with like a click of a button, which I thought would be kind of interesting. Like you could do like puzzle gameplay and stuff, like use it as a grappling hook and stuff, but I don't know if that fits the theme. It just fits the scaling theme, but not the building theme necessarily. I don't know, let's do game generator. Could find a simple game mechanic like Sim Tower. Scales vertically. Well, and I think not entirely familiar with Sim Tower, but construction. Oh, it's just like yeah, okay, this reminds me of that mobile game. Tiny Tower? Is that what it is? Tiny Tower? Is that a thing? Yes. I'm always surprised by my memory of these things. It takes me a second, but I can pull up a lot of different games, so... World of Goo also scales vertically. 20% more infinite in... now 20% more infinite. Oh, well, I am playing it on SoundCloud. There we go. See, and that's the problem, though, is that, like, they've already made Tiny Tower. It's kind of why I was eyeballing this too, because this never came out. So I'm like, that's scaling a mountain. Then we're back to the beanstalk gnome hiking game. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I could do like scaling a mountains and stuff too, because like I said, that fits with the like. Well, and the reason I was thinking of the beanstalk is because you grow the beanstalk, so you're kind of building it to then scale it, basically. So, built to scale. So a mountain would be a little harder, where it's like you're not really building the mountain to scale it. But my only problem with this is I know I'm gonna make it an ugly, ugly game, and it's not gonna feel that distinct. I'm literally thinking of just doing a rage game where you just and I did find Beanstalk the game on Steam, which actually looked kind of fun, but it's because I want it to be a little more like instantly visually. Like I said, you get that like short video and you're like, oh wow, that's super cool. And I don't know how to do it, because I know there's the scale, like that game and stuff works too, but stack up some stuff and try to create harmony between them. Some sort of vertical version of Dwarf Romantic, I suppose. Well, and it doesn't necessarily say vertical. I was like, I vaguely did that with a gnome-related game already. That's the other problem. I made so many dumb dad blasted games that I'm like, how do I not retread ideas? Yeah, but this one's a tile placement game where each of these flowers has a certain setup that they like, and then you earn points based on what flowers you've placed. This is actually, like, my family and friends have said that this is one of the games that they like the best. Can't look at it? As in can't play it on the web version? Or... because I was like, the screenshots seem to be there. Yeah, so at least this seems to be running, but... what is this? I don't even know what those words are. Probably the gameplay is fun, but the looks of it... well, this one I was specifically doing prototype board game. This was not supposed to be the finalized look. I just never went back to it. This one I know I could improve the look. This one I know the graphics are ugly, and I could improve it, but... I was specifically doing it as prototype board game parts. Yeah, like here. Yeah, it was supposed to be, I get this up as fast as I can visually, and then I just didn't improve it. So... yet another game that I would love to go back and fancy up and stuff. Like a scaling Lego game. Can get away with the voxels. Well, and that's, although unfortunately I don't think Unity does, like, the true, like, each individual voxel you can mess with. It just, you can put voxel, like, you could just drop the model into Unity. But I think this sort of has a little bit of that, like, Lego feel to it. I guess I could pause the music instead of the trailer. There we go. Yeah, I felt like this one is vaguely Lego, but... did it handle quite good even on mobile? As in doing voxel stuff, even on mobile? It's one of the reasons I wanted to get into Unreal, is to mess with that sort of voxel stuff, but... I don't know, some of it's... I just love watching people mess with their, like, voxel engines. but I don't necessarily have a voxel-based idea. I love the look of voxels, but yeah, so I'm like, could also remake this idea. But that's also, again, it's an idea that's been made too, so. Oh, Legos do look like voxel, that's why you mentioned it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I did the Lego look for, yeah, Bump Squad. I don't know if I have a screenshot of the Lego version. No, I don't. Yeah, I was just kind of putting some different palettes on social media and did a whole bunch of different colors and things. So that's my toss-up. That's if I wanted to throw a coin and see. Although I feel like I should just pick an idea too.
Before the I like to do things for you. I like to do things for you. But I would do anything to remain.
I think both of these ideas aren't bad for this jam. Oh, is this... I was gonna say, I pulled up this game idea generator. Farming? Said I, pick something simple and start prototyping. You can come up with mechanics on the fly. Well, I need to have some idea of what I'm making. Like, oh, let's see. I could look at my list of... Actually, I don't think I have a list anywhere, but... what's the list of game genres? What's a game genre I haven't made? What did I write down? Yeah, Gacha Tycoon. See, that's the thing. It's like all of these I've started. Because that was another one where it's like, oh yeah, you just keep rolling gachas, and the more the more things you get, the more gachas you can roll. That's just another idle game, which I've done idle games and I don't like them all that much. And that's the other thing too. Is like, yeah, I think there's definitely people who would like an idle game, because that's mostly what this was gonna be. But video, the Lego game that you made for mobile. Destroy objects to pick up Legos. And then you go back to the workshop to construct new Legos. Sounds neat. Yeah, that is very Lego. That is very mobile game. Was this actually in collaboration with Lego, or was this just Lego inspired? Yeah, that's a nice, simple, that's definitely an idea that would... Lego inspired? Okay. Well, because I think you've done actual mobile game development, right? Like with a company and stuff. Yeah, I always have to put down spider webs. I made a VR thing where you kind of make your own spider web. And I've always wanted to expand that idea. And then every time there's anything that's remotely about building, I'm like, ooh, spider web. Worked with a big publisher years ago. Yeah, okay. I keep wanting to get my foot in the door just for a little bit. Just one of those, like, I could say I worked in the industry kind of thing. Because it's kind of what I've hit with the Unity stuff, where I'm like, okay, I can say I'm a professional Unity developer because I've been doing it for 4 years. Although, again, have I learned a ton? Not really. Like my past job was make a bunch of prototypes. I'm like, okay, that's me learning on my own again. Okay, wait, what did Built to Scale come up with? It came up with, like, a whole bunch of weird things. Oh, it came up with Rhythm Heaven for some reason, but... Yeah, you learned a good bunch learning on your own, too? No, it's true. It's just... I feel like that's the only time I've learned. is what I'm learning on my own. If I'm trying to do something for a job, it's kind of some rote, like, nonsense thing that I'm like, I don't care about this, and it's... I mean, I did a lot of web development stuff, too, that I just wasn't super thrilled with. Streaming helps when people like you come over, maybe. Yes. No, like the last, like when I was streaming that thing, and it was actually like, hey, you should optimize this a little bit. I'm like, yes, thank you. I understand that I should. But learning how to do that and like, you know, is it, like how feasible is it for a small game jam and stuff is also. But when it's like, oh, just click this toggle, that helps. It's like, okay. No, I've always wanted a mentor, or even like an artist friend would be absolutely fantastic. So how's it going with hello again there, Polycube. Are you crushing the jam? I know that was your plan, was to absolutely crush the jams, so send some progress on Discord. Like you're doing better than me, because I've just been chatting for the past 40 minutes. I've narrowed down some ideas that are things that I already had an idea of wanting to do, so. That's looking good. That's looking like a window on a computer. I'm kind of curious where you'll go with it next, but that does look like a window on a computer. Okay, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Let's narrow down more, pick... Okay, wait, got some basic window resizing. Narrow down more, pick the Fave 3. Well, that's kind of what I did, is I picked the Fave 3 here, and that's why I was doing the pros and cons here. I think I'm also feeling a little slow just because I did a game jam, and I was like, like, this is inspiring enough, where I'm like, oh man, this idea fits, and this idea fits, that I was like, yeah, and it's only 4 days, I can do that, but... don't think you're gonna finish the project, but it's because it's too big for the time you have. Lose the well, okay, I was losing the MMO aspect of this. It was just gonna be a gnome jumping up a beanstalk. Well, cons would be not innovative enough. Probably my Achilles heel right here. I always want to go for something innovative, and then I end up with like something derivative. But you're gonna actually sleep? That's a good idea. Thank you for the luck. Good luck yourself. I hope you can figure out a good scale or a good idea or something. Yeah, it's like, I think that's a fun idea, but it doesn't really fit the build part of it, so. So this, the beanstalk scaling while you're climbing it. That was the idea, is that you grow the beanstalk. So you hop up the beanstalk, you know, you find a leaf that's maybe a little withered, and then you can heal. You can heal like the leaves on the beanstalk, and then that'll help it grow taller, so then you can keep climbing it and keep healing the leaves and keep climbing it, kind of thing. Was sort of the idea with that one. A rage game? Yeah, that was the idea, is that... Well, because that's also why I wanted to do it as an MMO, is because then it's, like, you're, that's, like, that Moen game that I was playing, where you have, like, somebody can help you put down a checkpoint and stuff. So it was supposed to be kind of a cozy rage game. I don't know if rage is necessarily the word, but, like, Foddy, Bennett Foddy, alike. So... when you heal a leaf, that's a checkpoint. Yeah, yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking of doing like you get, yeah, the checkpoints are still far enough that you can still rage. Yeah, that was the idea. gonna be scary is to check for window collisions and stuff. Yeah. No, Windows is definitely a fun idea. Shoot, there's another that's like heart. I know there's one where like each different part of the screen shows up in different places, then you have to figure out what's going on, even if like the bottom right of the screen shows up at the top left of the screen. So you like it fast enough and you'll clip through. Yeah, I think those kind of like the game is a window is an interesting idea, but I think there's a lot of finickiness that you can run into there. Yeah, and this one's also just sort of a simple idle game, except that it's like monetized to all hell. So the basic gameplay would be you have a little person, you feed them, you water them, and then the rest of the game is just sort of like, oh, here's ads, here's just every bit of... I should pull that up, because I wrote that entire script for it, and then just never did it. Gnome jumping is not a bad idea. Could a few more simple mechanics to make it interesting, though. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a good idea. I don't know if it's great. Well, it's like I said, it's the ugliness of it. Is that I know with my capabilities, I'm gonna turn out a green cylinder with a bunch of planes and then a little like, you know, like a super simple gnome hopping up and down on it. So I'm like, it's gonna be an ugly game that's really not gonna be mechanically innovative either. So what's the video game videos? Let's see, there we go. Yeah, so the idea behind this one is to make an extremely simple game and then put all of these different kind of menus on top of it. So spent 5 hours making a resizing window. I was gonna say it was looking pretty good, so I was kind of curious how long you spent on it. I'm obsessed with watering. I'm not obsessed with it. I neglect my plants, although they like it. So bye. Have fun sleeping. Would I be happier if you modeled some simple things? Not the best artist, but have some experience. I mean, that definitely wouldn't hurt. Because I think the biggest thing is that the, like... It's like, this is one of the gnome models I have, and then there's the other voxel version that, like... I don't know. It's because it's an organic plant that I wouldn't really want to do voxels, but I could. Well, I guess this one, if we're talking about built to scale, this is fairly easy to scale, too. Because it is just going to be, you have little characters running around, and you give them food and water. And then the rest of these, like, ads and other menus, I don't have to have every single one of these, so I can slowly add all the menus. I don't know. I've been kind of stuck this entire time. I came up with, like, I like both of these ideas enough that I wrote up a bunch for both of them. And then just not sure which one. Girlfriend is on vacation. She's going to be available. You can help with music and modeling. I mean, if you want to. It's like, don't feel like you have to help me. But if you want to, you can. And if you want to help me, I don't know which idea interests you more. I mean, this one has an opportunity for modeling and, like, making chill music and stuff. This one, I'm just going to be making a bunch of menus, basically. You have to help me, otherwise it's yet another bad game. Hey, we got to change it. We got to change it into yet another ugly game. Are my games bad? Like... I like bad. Bad, I think, is harsh. I think yet another okay game, yet another ugly game. So, yeah, like I said, you don't have to help. Like, if you're inspired, you're welcome to. But yeah, if you're not, then don't force yourself. Which I should listen to that advice too, because my friend's like, oh, let's make a game, and I was like, yeah, and then like he disappeared for a while, and then it sucked all the energy out of it for me, and I'm like, I don't want to say that I'm not doing it, but I'm also like, I haven't put any effort into it either, so. But the deadline keeps shifting anyway, so it's like it's funny that like I have more time to do a thing and that is less inspiring. It's like if I have a strict deadline, that is the most inspiring. It's because I want to make this into an MMO. I want the multiplayer aspect, but okay. Well, like I said, which one do you like better? Gnomes jumping up a beanstalk, or a very menu-heavy, like, look at monetization in games? Because that's really what it is. It's supposed to be, like, making the most monetized game possible. That would be the built to scale, is that it's scaled up so that you could spend as much money as possible. You don't want to watch me struggle with UI? So, okay. Yeah, like I said, that was my toss-up, was between these two. So, and that's all this would be too, is just me struggling with UI. Well, I feel like I could figure it. I've done enough UI stuff. I don't know if they'd be struggling with it, but there would be a lot of UI. So, okay, Project Beanstalk it is. That's where we're going with, which I have that already pulled up. And I could also share these if you're interested. I don't remember how much I wrote up for these. Yeah, that was the thing, is I did want to make it an MMO. So that part would be kind of jettisoned, because 4 days is... Yeah, like I said, the ideas that I had here were both old ideas. Well, okay, this one's been like the last... This was right after the Pirate Software Jam. When I was like, let's learn modeling, let's do a game about a gnome, and so then the entire game came out of that, where it's just like, oh, simple multiplayer. Like, okay, it's just gnomes and a beanstalk. So. But, I don't know if you've been around for me playing the game Moen, but it's also literally just this game with gnomes and a beanstalk instead of little naked people and a mountain. Which is also why I was like hesitant on it, because I'm like, it's yeah, somebody already made the idea. But I've been really enjoying this. Like I've got 2 hours into the game. So okay. Let's see, so I don't want to do it in voxels, so we'll just do... Yeah, okay, we're gonna do... I keep imagining the ugly prototype in my head, so I'm just gonna make that. Let's see, so where do I have the white box it? I'll use a bit more colors. But can I do a cylinder? So you're still here. Goodbye, good night, goodbye, good night. Repeated ad infinitum. Okay, wait, no, let's do an empty object first. And then that. And then materials. Well, and in terms of the gnome that I want to do, Do I want the thing to have many branches? Not right now. I'm thinking, I guess a good visual touchstone, which I probably have here. If you want access to this too, I don't know what email, but I can share this as well. So if you want to just see what I have, let's see, because I believe I have the links to, yeah, this is the, yeah, grow up and grow home. I wouldn't do a planet. It'd be very much, literally, the idea is to take, not this one, to take this. So to take this game and mash it up with this game. And gnomes. That's the idea. This game with this game and the main character's a gnome. That is as succinct as I could say it. Yeah, because this is literally just, here's a green vine with leaves on it. Like, that's literally all I'm thinking of doing. Wanted to make it as simple as possible, so. This is a great game. I didn't actually end up finishing the sequel. I don't remember why, but I don't think it did as well either. Yeah, it was like they went like too big with it. Like they went too... It's kind of weird that like you'd expect the sequel to have a bunch of more ideas, and somehow that kind of took away from the charm of the original game. Yeah, because I have, yeah, not even an hour, and I think I have a couple hours. Yeah, 8 hours. I finished this one. I loved this one, and then for some reason I bounced off of this one. But I wanted to materials. Give me a green material. Material. Wonder if we should use splines instead. I was thinking about that, like, just because, like, when I've seen pictures of beanstalks where I'm like, oh, if it's literally just a spline with some leaves attached to it, I think that would entirely work. So, it's really just making the gnome look good would be the biggest concern, because I think I could figure out, like, I think the leaves wouldn't be too bad, and if you just use a spline for the thing here. Let's see, and not if I just do planes. Like that's, or a quad. No, a quad is perfect. Give me a quad. There. And then rotate it. 90. There. Let's slap that material on it. And then, yeah, make it just stick out of that. And then give me another one. But this is literally all I was thinking. It's like that's the beanstalk. And then there's a gnome that jumps up on top of it, so. Use a bunch of stacked beans. Well, the thing is it's supposed to grow. It's because you're building the beanstalk. I think I'm kind of stretching the word build here, but well, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about scale. Like, you can't scale a bunch of beans as well. It's a fun idea, but it's riffing on an idea that I had, as opposed to riffing on an idea that this was like it. The jam is not about beans; it's about build to scale. Okay, wait. I'm assuming I have. Yeah, I was gonna say an email to send. So this I want to share with the email. Yeah, and I don't know that I've filled it out a ton, but So hopefully that should... Let's see, I already have them pulled up, so... Okay, so this can go... Oops. That can go down. There. I'm like, if I can make it multiplayer... It's not gonna happen in 4 days, but that was the intent. I'd love to, because it's also like they always talk about scaling up in terms of multiplayer and MMOs and stuff. That's another reason why I wanted multiplayer. Yeah, this was definitely AI opponents, something like Fall Guys. You mean AI companions? Because that was the intent. I wanted to make it cooperative. I wanted to make it, because that was the other thing, is I wanted it to be when you fall all the way down, that you have a little, like, home area that is something like Hades, where it's like, okay, you get super far into whatever run you're doing, and then when you come back, you talk to all the NPCs, and, like, you get a story reward, essentially, so... Open Unity and still have Unreal open, and computer is explode. Makes sense. I think they're both pretty large. You gotta boot up Godot and let's see. I don't know if RPG Maker or Game Maker or oh, CryEngine. There we go. You gotta boot up CryEngine. Really make your computer whine. Okay, I wanted to see if I could find my ugly gnome model somewhere. I guess I could use the voxel version, but I wanted to make this look organic. I wanted to not do voxels, especially because I was starting to mess with Blender. So let's see if it'll be organic. Don't worry. Yeah, I wanted to try actually doing, like, cute and round. Like, I keep attempting it. Like, my VTuber and everything is sort of cute and round, and yet is not actually... I keep getting closer and closer to the idea of actual 3D modeling and, like, cartoon, yet have not reached it, so... I don't know where this gnome model would be. 3D objects? There we go. Print 3? No. What in the heck? Garden gnome 3D FBX. Is this what I'm looking for? Hey, there it is. Why is it metal? When did this happen? Why did it become metal? I don't know. Okay, so now you are like microscopic? Is that the understanding here? Are you literally microscopic? Yes. 100 is enough to barely... Why so tiny? Gee whiz. There we go. Maybe not that big. Maybe like 500. And then I don't think I can actually color the hat. It's just a... Oh, maybe. Wait. Oh, I can color the hat. Okay, so then red. Flip it around, that away. There we go. That's the game. Might need a little bit more gameplay, but let's see. I started actually working like a couple of minutes ago. But that's the idea. Ta-da! I did it. Give me a plane. I guess I need to move. Okay, so this is a leaf. Leaf. Okay, well, I'll actually want to procedurally make it, but because I have to. It's a sickness. It's just like making games. It's a sickness. I have to do it, despite the fact that they're just ugly and not great. But I have to make games. Very few people care one lick about the things I make. But I have to make them. It is my curse. Oh, I guess I would want a underside of the leaf. Okay, wait, you're not... You're... Oh, you're not... You're not... There we go. That's why everything was looking a little off. There, something like that. It doesn't matter. I'm like... getting distracted again. Okay. I'm gonna take a break to crank my desk down and get rid of this bottle and stuff. I'll be back. Oh, did I? I did not mute it. That's because I did break instead of mute. Okay. So, I guess I should keep checking Discord to see if I keep getting more links and things. That looks like a big world. It looks like a big level. Oh, that's Unreal. That's Unreal. That looks like it's a bunch of stuff, and then I'm assuming Unity is also. I could see why you would be unhappy with that. Okay. So, next step is... Why are you already saying that there's errors? So... Gonna send me a model now? Is this of... Beanstalk, maybe? Well, and I've done I've done some procedural modeling stuff. I did like I followed a tutorial for how to make like tentacles, which I think would actually kind of work for a beanstalk. So, or at least a popular idea of a beanstalk. I didn't, like when I looked at beanstalk, all it said was, you know, here's Jack and the Beanstalk. Like, I was just looking up for, like, just beanstalk, and it just popped up with Jack and the Beanstalk. I was kind of surprised. There we go. I was like, an actual beanstalk, please. I don't actually know what that looks like. Use splines and procedural beanstalk generation, but we'll see. I am definitely in. I would agree. If I can get away with it, that is very much what I would want to do. Is spline and procedural beanstalk. Because I feel like it's not impossible to just kind of like. I didn't get to the geometry nodes tutorial part of whatchamacallit. Of that yeah, because I'm like, I think this is entirely possible. Just weird, wiggly, snake-looking thing, and then just figure out where the edge of these is, and place leaves, and then you jump on the leaves. And then they turn brown, and you use... So I'm thinking the two buttons are just jump and heal. So there's like a wait and heal to kind of repair the beanstalk. Because I'm also thinking you have little, like, leaf, like, sprouts that you can grow to make another platform. So, yeah, I'm definitely wanting to take it chill with this with this jam, just because I did pretty hard on a 2-week jam, which is probably not a great idea when there's a lot more people on this jam, but there was a lot of people on that last jam anyway, so. Okay, it's thinking about it. Let's get rid of all my dumb, goofy nonsense. Where is this? No, this. Where's this? There we go. Is this just absolutely massive in comparison? Is that what happened? That's looking like wild. Yeah, I don't know that I would want to go this complex. like I said, I think literally just a curvy pipe with some leaves attached to it, and I will be happy. So, smaller from the import settings? As in, when I imported, I should have messed with it. I mean, I can just shrink it using the scale here too, but. I guess technically I have, what was it, Polycube? Was Polycube the one that sent me the Gnome 3D? It's the blend file, the FBX here. Yeah, so I have this version of my Gnome as well. That I can't really recolor as well, but yeah, it's like actually having people that are artists. Like it helps. That is an absolutely massive beanstalk, but why is it complex for you in terms of implementation? Why is what complex in terms of implementation? Which part being complex? So having a beanstalk like this, I mean, it's because I would have to figure out how to add the leaves to the edge of this model. I don't entirely know how to do that, so... Because it's really what I would want to do, but... You're not going to give me a model like this. Okay, yeah. I was like, this looked a bit too much. Well, and some of it's just prototype stuff, too, where I'm like, that's why I was starting with this, is because I'm like, for 4 days, I want it as simple as possible. So it's like, yeah, just a cylinder with planes on top of it is... how do I imagine the leaves? Like, literally just a plane that looks like a leaf. I don't know, I guess you could do a 3D model of the leaf, too. But very much just something like, okay, let's see. I was gonna test that too, where it's like, okay, can I do a leaf in Blender? Now that I watched that video about how to edit, can I figure it out? So huge leaves? I mean, very much like this kind of thing too. Like, I mean, and that's, you saw in the prototype there, like that's also what I'm thinking too, is like, maybe not this big of leaf, because that's like as big as the beanstalk, but still, like, a leaf that's at least the size of the player, basically. So, because I think the leaves are going to stay the same size, and then this central piece will change size. So, but like I said, it's very much like this, with these big leaves that are the size of the player that you can jump on as platforms. Yeah, because like this does have like the leaf is just attached to the side of the beanstalk. So, like I said, I'm a little afraid that this isn't a super unique idea, but especially because this is out. But I mean, this has really only been out for like a month, so. Splines package from the package manager. So can I sit and wait for something to load? Hell yeah. The garlic knots and soda was absolutely delicious. That's such a bad idea. Now I'm like, I have a little bit of a headache. I wonder why. I haven't drunk soda in forever. I haven't eaten that much bread in a sitting in a while. I think no wonder. Splines. Is it specifically splines? Yes. Okay, but that was gonna be the thing. Can I? So I want to get rid of the cube. I want to Shift A. Man, that's like the thing. It's gonna take me a long time to remember is the all these shortcuts. It's like, cause that's a lot of things. Okay, so is it? Also, the controls compared to Unity is different. So, okay, that's right. Wait, R. No, okay, I lied. Not L. No, Shift R. What's the loop shortcut? No! I watched that video for a while and I don't remember what the loop shortcut was. Wait. Edit mode. I gotta be in edit mode. And now, R, L, Shift R, L, R. No. Dang it. Okay, so. Can't sleep. That was happening to me last night a little bit. It's like I went to bed early at 8:30 because I was like, okay, I'm being lazy. I'll at least go to bed early. So, what? I was in edit mode. How did I get back out of edit mode? Okay, I'm edit mode, then Control R. So I did remember the right one. I was doing Shift R. Okay, Control R. I saw it. Control R. Aha. Okay, there. So give me just some points. Okay, so then, like, can I do it? Can I model a leaf? Move. Okay, how do I grab both points and move them in? Can I mirror it? Is that what I want to do? That's not what I want to do, is it? Alright. A little hard to read there, but right click them while you move them to reset their position. Yeah, it was saying that you could shoot. Right click to cancel everything. Okay, that does select both of them. And then I want to move them in. Like that. Okay, wait, that, and then that lets me move them, but... How goes it, fellow jammer? It's slow. I ate too much. I didn't decide... Well, and it was one of those frustrating things where I'm like, I'm probably gonna do this idea. And then I just waffled on it for about an hour. I was like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, maybe something else. And then was like, we're just gonna do this. So... wasted an hour just trying to say, yeah, I guess I'll just do the thing I was thinking of. So. Oh, I guess in explanation. That's the other thing. It's like I had this idea, like, for a couple weeks now. So, I like to come up with an idea that's specifically for a jam, and then was like, we'll just do the one that I already had. So. Need to sleep. Do you need a lullaby or something? I don't know that I could sing you a lullaby. I don't know that you'd want to hear me sing a lullaby. I don't think my voice is that great. I don't think I could do a great lullaby. I mean, my mom even does the joke when she sings Happy Birthday of Happy Birthday. Like the most brutalized version of Happy Birthday. Okay, I was trying to explain what the idea was. I don't think I'm going to do multiplayer, but we'll see. So, but it's basically this idea, which is a multiplayer climb up the mountain game with Grow Home, which is a little robot climbs up a beanstalk, except it's going to be a garden gnome. So garden gnome climbs up a beanstalk, except it's a rage game, and then you grow the beanstalk, which is how how it fits the theme. So the building to scale. So you scale up the beanstalk by growing it. Ended up with a gameplay loop of building a tower and then climbing it. So hit the theme 3 times. That's the idea I've got going too. You build in this case it's build a beanstalk and then climb it instead of a tower. But same idea. Now you're gonna chase me off of doing this idea. If the first person I talk to says, "Oh, that's what I'm doing too." That does scare me off of it a little bit. Of like how many people are gonna be making tower games, going for an ultimate chicken horse type of thing. That's cool. Are you doing a 3D tower? I've always wanted to do a 3D Ultimate Chicken Horse. I love the heck out of Ultimate Chicken Horse. And I think it'd be cool to do a 3D version. I think it'd be a lot harder to do a 3D version, which I could see why they have not done. 3D Ultimate Chicken Horse. But I think it'd be really interesting as an experiment to try to get going. Wait, so as in... not touching 3D with a stick? I've been afraid of 3D for the longest time, and I dipped my toes into it with voxels. And I'm like, no, I'm going to force myself. We're going to boot up Blender, we're going to watch a tutorial, and we're going to figure out how to do it. And now I'm like, I want to move this point closer to this point, and I feel like there's a way you can mirror them, but I don't know how to do it. So... but... after watching a tutorial on it, I was like, okay, you know, maybe I shouldn't be as scared of this thing as I have been. So... oh wait, I should, this is the point of the leaf. There. There's a way you can mirror it, and I don't know if I want to do the Feel like there's a way to do it, but don't know how. That's true. Well, and then you run into those surprising things where it's like there is no like set tool for doing that, and it's like, oh really? Like I'm the first person to really have this idea. Yeah, I knew it. This is my first time making a model. Of course, it's gonna look ugly AF. Which is also why I was a little afraid of. Okay, there's gotta be like a mirror tool, right? Well, I know there is a mirror tool, but I don't know if that's what I want for this specifically, but I can make a leaf, right? That's not that hard. Oh, that's as many undos as you can do. Wait. Settings? There's a way you can make it 200 and something. Edits. Preferences. Let's double click speed. Themes, no. Editing? Wait. Miscellaneous? System. Undo steps. Aha. Maximum 256, right? Something like that, 250. There. Now can I undo more? No. I didn't think so. But okay, let's try this again. You're gonna go bye-bye. Okay, so let's go back to object mode and say bye-bye on this. And then Shift A? Shift A. Plane. And then edit. And then go to Control R. And Control R. Control R. There, the edge. Okay, from the edge. Then you can scroll. And that'll give you some slices. Oh, and this is another button you can press to make sure that those stay there. Okay, then over here in modifiers, it's material. Modifiers, aha. Mirror. Mirror, ooh. Axis being the y-axis? That's what that is, right? So the y-axis, not the x-axis. Okay, so now if I click this. Why is there 2 layers here? Why did it duplicate it? Okay, object mode. Delete. That's what? Okay, edit mode. Okay, huh? Do I need to click both and then? Oops. Wait, 7? Okay. I'm learning. It's okay now. No. Okay, so I do want to just move this. Why are you not moving the whole thing? What did I do? Okay, so don't do this. I don't understand how mirror works. Dadgummit. I just wanted to make a leaf. I was like, that should be pretty easy, right? Man, there was one time I started making like a skateboard game. It was a skateboard game, except you're skating on a planet, and you do enough cool stunts that you go flying off of the planet. And I didn't know how to do modeling, so I never finished it, but... You told me that you'll do it? Yeah, I know. I watched the video. I wanted to see how much I remembered, and the answer was a little bit. I wanted to learn how to do 3D modeling. I'll wait until later, I suppose. Okay, I got the splines. So. I'm distracted. I don't want to do the thing. I've been like that for days now. There's a cynical part of me that's just like, I just want to do this so that I can have viewers when I say, send me your game. I'll rate your GMTK Game Jam game. It's all a scam. It scams all the way down. We'll see if that gets Polycube to wake up again. Learn how to use splines first. It's just throwing so much at me, which is good. I like learning, but it's also a lot, and my brain is small. Okay, so I have splines. So does that mean I just do a new spline? Spline. Yes. Give me a circle. What does that mean? Oops. Okay, so reset it, and then I want to add a series of points. Okay, let's hide everybody. So not delete. Nope. Everybody goes away. Spline. Give me another point. Put it up here. That's, you just move the whole. So this. Okay. At least that's my assumption, is that it's a series of points. Because that's what a spline is. Is that a third sneeze? It almost feels like a third sneeze. So, use the spline edit mode in the scene tools overlay to edit the spline. That seems specific. I don't think I want specific, I just want a series of points, right? I want to move this point, right? That's the whole spline. So that's not what I want. Would you thank you. Just like, put it back, please. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Spline. Why does it look like it's got... So can I move the knot on the spline? Is that not how you do this? Did I not want circle? I was kind of hoping these would give me like a nice bendy pipe. That's really what I was hoping for. Yeah, I was like, the I've used yeah, there we go. Look, it's splines, right? No. That's a million cylinders. That is just a bunch of cylinders in a row. That's not a spline. I don't know if splines were out at the time that I did this project, so that's my excuse. But so what if I do 0? There we go. If I do 0. 0. Okay, so that's the circle. That's neat. Okay, so that's the different parts of the spline. So now it's completely brutalized. Okay, how do I... Well, I mean, you look up a tutorial, that's how you do it. No, I refuse. I'm just gonna dick around with it until I understand. It's slower, but I'll learn more. spline edit mode in the scene tools overlay. Move, rotate, scale. Yeah, okay. So, rotate it. At least, it looks like a series of points on the spline. But that does not appear to be the case. This is just how each of the points on the spline is being modified, but not where it actually is. Is there a different part of the spline I need to make? Am I looking for draw splines tool? Is that what I'm looking for? So draw a spline that looks kind of like that. Okay. That's a beanstalk. Okay, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I'm good. I'm done. Okay, there. I have a spline. What do I need? I'm just. You said learn how to do splines, so I'm goofing around with it. That's the spline? Oh, so the other spline is just a circle. How do I make it a thick tube? Is the real question. That's what I want out of it, right? Okay, so then when it was closed. Okay, so that's what that circle was. So add a component to it, don't remember the name. Okay. So spline extrude. You can animate it. Ooh, I was thinking about that because in terms of like scale. Hey, okay, cool. So it's just an extrude. That's great. That is fantastic. That is gonna work perfect. That's what it was. This weight. Because I was thinking if you put too much weight on one side, when you get high enough up on the thing, that had component splines. Well, I believe I figured it out. At least a version of it. I don't know if I could slap a green material on it. Hell yeah. Okay. And then, so if I do that, aha, and then I could just grab each of these points and move them around. So where are these points though? Because like, can I procedurally? What if I don't cap the ends? Oh, I do want to cap the ends. Advanced, can I taper it is the question. Not that that's super necessary, but I'm just goofing around with it, so. Okay, let's do like thicker. Thick. That's our thick boy. Damn boy, he thick. Why he does the chicken noise at the end of it. I feel like you should be able to mess with the individual points in a... Okay, so that is the knots on the spline, right? Yes. Okay, this circle one was just confusing me. Okay, so we're gonna just do... Can you put stuff on the edge of this spline? That's the question. Because that's gonna look like a damn good beanstalk then. And then if I could get a damn good gnome, then I might actually have a game that looks kind of pretty. Just a little bit, maybe. If I can fix the lighting, which is questionable. So I will have a better looking game. Okay. So, beanstalk. We're gonna have that instead. We'll get rid of the cylinder. Okay, it doesn't need to be spline 1. That's silly. Okay, can I rotate the whole spline? Like 90. I did this along the wrong axes. Okay, so what I want is actually a script. And then I want to slap a beanstalk. Because this is going to have a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, because did it have... I haven't even opened Visual Studio. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. Now I'm finally opening Visual Studio to code. Tried to stack beans using a spline, but not having used Unity a while didn't help. That sounds hilarious. That's wrong thing. I already downloaded that. I don't need it. I lied. I already have it. That's some nice green beans there. Yeah, it looks very much like the this. When I tried to make ropes, these are like supposed to be webs for a oh yeah, these are supposed to be like ropes that have physics that are supposed to be webs. So you're like a spider in VR making a web. This is a fun project. I was proud of this one just because that professor that was pretty strict. He actually played the game twice. I'm like, okay, this feels like I made something cool. This feels like I made something good. If like stickler professor went out of his way to play the game a couple times. Okay, so now beanstalk. So there's spline. Because it's the two questions I have is can I modify the spline using code? And can I modify the spline extrude? Or nah? Because I would like to taper it. If I could taper the thing into like a tentacle, that's ideally what I'm looking for. So are there scaly tentacles? Yeah, I could have it like crawling over like a dragon or something. Like a shadow of the Colossus is also an idea. We'll see how many people are doing that too. Okay, no, I'm gonna stick with my idea despite the fact that I think it's gonna be pretty common. I was trying to not do a common idea. I was trying to do something a little more innovative. Which is why I wanted to do multiplayer. And I guess there's an opportunity for that. Kind of, sort of, maybe. But I'm not going to angle for it right now, so. Make it uncommon later. Well, I think building a tower is going to be a lot of the... get the basic mechanics straight. No, I think there's just going to be a lot of people making build a tower and climb the tower games. Seeing how I've only seen one person, and that's what they said they're making, and that's also what I'm making. So multiplayer would be the fun, like, unique bit, but... And that's just a me thing. I like making sure that it's innovative and not just finished, which, like I said, is my Achilles heel. It's not... I have a bachelor's in innovation. It's like I gotta live up to the name, right? I can't just make a game. I have to make it new. And that insistence is poor. It's not a good idea. Nobody cares if it's something new. They only care if it's something completed. And I only care if it's new, not if it's completed. That's why I'm not made to live in this world. Okay, so is it spline? What's this spline called? Spline container. Container. Can I... Yeah, there we go. Spline. Spline container. Spline. Sure. We'll use the full name. So now, can I mess with the... So I guess we'll mess with it on start. Spline container dot... Let's just see what's here. Okay, that's a full spline though, right? That's not knots on the spline. I duplicate the spline. This was again just one of those like curiosity things. Remove spline, spline. Okay, so the spline container has a list of splines, of which right now just that's the top spline, so that's all I really need to mess with is just spline on the spline container. Okay, so spline, and then in the spline there is, yeah, closed contains. Oh, okay, whether it contains a knot or not. So I'm probably gonna laugh at that joke every time. Whether there's a knot or not. English is stupid sometimes. A lot of the times. But that's, I think, a lot of languages. There's just a lot of overlap as more and more ideas were included. So the knots. So I could do the list of knots. Okay, what's this? What's in a knot is the question. Spline knots. Yeah, okay, so there's a Bezier knot. So how about just go through each of them just to see. Bezier knot. That's... Can you pick it up? Or am I just too bad at typing? Bezier knot. Knot. In all the knots. Then knot dot. What has it got? Position. Aha. Rotation. Okay, so now wait, can I spline container dot add? No, okay, so spline container dot spline, and then I want to knots dot add. Because I want to make it a certain length. Get length. So in knot theory, there is the unknot, which is just not a knot. Does this mean that mathematically you could knot a knot, or you could not knot a knot? I actually do know what you're talking about with the unknot, which is just a coil of rope that looks like a knot, but then you pull on it, and then it's actually doesn't become a knot. So could you mathematically, you could knot a knot, and you could not knot a knot. Most likely. And if Peter Piper picked a pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? Peter Piper would pick as many pickled peppers as he pleases. Because he's just like that. Is it a set curve length? Aha, set float data, set not. Resize? New size. Aha! Okay, so now I could set a... I do want to do that. Okay, and then... we'll call it height for maximum confusion. Okay, so now height. There we go. So now I have a nice set of knots that I can knot if I so please. Through 3 cheese trees. No, what's the other comment? She sells seashells by the seashore. Isn't it? Oh, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck? Shoot. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as he could if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Oh wait, it's like Betty Botter's. Betty Botter bought some bitter batter, and Betty Botter's bitter batter was better with butt. I do not remember that one. Okay, so now I have a list of that many knots, and then each knot I want to place at, so then position. Tangent in and tangent out. I believe I know what those are, maybe. I watched the, is it Freya Holmeyer? No, is that the name? Wait, if I just look up Unity splines, it's probably going to come up with the long video recently. No? No, you're not gonna give me the video? That's cat-like coding. Okay, wait. Was it? Yeah, there we go. Freya Holmer. Okay, I said a different name. That's why I was like, we're just gonna go with Freya, because I remember Freya. Okay, but there was a video about splines. Yeah, I was gonna say somewhat recently. As in a year ago. Okay, not as recently. Lerp smoothing, that's the one I was watching, yeah. Yeah, okay, Freya had a video on splines, which I did watch. I watched all the Freya Holmer. Oh, I don't know why I was in because I said Meyer, didn't I? Freya Holmer? I don't actually know how to pronounce the E. I am dumb. Okay, so then the position or transform. What is position? I'm assuming position is busy or not position. Okay, so what is this then? Okay, so this is a transform. It's a float 3. Okay, well, so then I want it to be a new float 3. Can I set it? No? Okay, wait, so how do I set the knots then? Spline container dot knot. Okay, how about set? No, okay, spline, sorry. Spline, and then do knots. Set knot. Okay, so then can I do So then can I do a for loop? Is that what you're asking for? So, and I equals 0, I is less than the spline container, spline knots count. Okay, what was with the extra bit here? You're saying it's a type of count? Huh? I was gonna say, that didn't make sense to me either. What is your complaint? And method group. This is count. Count and busy or not. There's no just regular count? Busy or not. Well, and then you say I don't need the type. You just said I did need the type. Okay, so then can I do set not? And then I need to pass in the index, which is I. I need to pass in the Bezier not value. And then I need to pass in the tangent. Probably in. I don't think it matters just because I'm doing a pipe. Well, I don't know if it matters. I don't know how, or at least I don't know how it matters. Pretty sure it will matter, but I don't know how it will matter. Okay, so now. Yeah, okay, this is another one of those just, I'm having fun learning Unity. I don't really know or care how the game is going to turn out. But I'm having fun learning Unity. So Bezier not. It's a new Bezier not. So now not can get shoved in there. Okay. So I don't need that anymore. Okay, so now this new Bezier knot has 3 overloads. Is the float 3 position, tangent in or tangent out, and a rotation. I'm just gonna worry about the position. Just a float 3, not a vector 3. So how do you do a float 3 then? I'm not super familiar with float 3 because they do vector 3 for everything. Aha! There we go. Okay. So now, just to see if this actually runs and does not explode, can I make a beanstalk that is a size of nothing? Basically. Okay, we're gonna... I don't need the leaves. Okay, so now the beanstalk needs the spline and a height of like 10. Float 3 and vector 3 can be implicitly converted. Okay, so I could do it as a vector 3. It said it specifically was a float 3. And it seems to be kind of the same set of values anyway, so. So this should give me a spline that it has 10 knots that are all at this same spot. And that was in start, right? Yes. Okay, so. Oh, thank you for telling me about this spline stuff. I might have looked this up. I don't know. Hey! It's no height. It's got 0 That's one. Oh, that's the spline. There we go. I keep getting that mixed up. The spline container has a set of splines, meaning I can use this for all of the... Oh, dude, could I intertwine 3 splines? Because that's kind of what they have for... I mean, well, if you're smart enough, you could get a nice coil of 3 splines. Which... Because that's really just offsetting them. That's definitely not necessary, but boy, would that be cool if I could figure that out. Okay, so that is 10 knots all at the same spot. So, try using GMTK splines, which is another free tool. I mean, I'm kind of good for now, but I also just kind of started, so I guess now would be the time to look at it if I were going to. If you get it right, it could look nice, though. Yeah, because then it would look like those twisting beanstalks kind of thing. I mean, yeah, if I could get a spline going around another spline, you flip it rad, man. The math on that, it would hurt the heck out of my brain, though, but, like, if I could get something like this, be flipping rad, man. Stick with the simple splines and limit myself. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to glance at it now, just because now would be the time to glance at it. GMTK splines. You can make meshes merge through a spline. Interesting. Oh, and it's free. Oh, hey, the thing that I was just asking for. It's the first thing that they show. Oh, objects following a spline. That's cool. Wow, this seems super useful. I don't know, I'm almost tempted simply because the first image they showed was kind of what I was thinking. They're sort of, I don't know if they're fully twisting around each other, but... Okay, let's... Because I'm like, I could just download it and then forget about it and not touch it, so... That's also a possibility. That downloaded pretty quick, if that was the download. Like, dang, dude. That seems to be importing pretty quick. I was gonna, like, goof off doing something else for a bit. Well, I was gonna goof off messing with that spline. That simple Unity spline for a bit. Although I guess it's, it's gonna compile everything anyway, so... Okay, there, it had to sit and think for a little bit. Ugh. Okay, so... Do I have to wait for it, or can I still mess with it? If you have a central spline, and rotate a circle along the spline, and use it to get the points for the other 3 splines, basically twisting around each other. That was the idea. That was how I was thinking of going about it. Is that it would just be one spline with a series of splines around it. But I also wanted to see... mess with this. So should be something like that. And then just do a random dot circle. Give me the Unity random stuff, please. Unity engine random, please. Why are we being picky about this? It's not a default thing anymore. Inside. Wait, on unit circle? Is there no on unit circle? Because that's kind of what I was thinking is on unit circle. Only inside unit circle? Okay, sure, whatever. Inside unit circle. X. And Z. So give me... Oh, that's a unit circle. That's not gonna... There. Okay. So, give me a slightly wiggly line. Also, let me look at this GMTK thing here. Oh, okay, nope. Overrider. Oh, that's cool. I thought I knew the name GMTK. I kickstarted this, right? And it didn't go through? That's cool. I didn't know they made a whole spline tool. Okay, it actually says that I'm subscribed. I don't know, YouTube's been really weird about that for a while now. Didn't they do a Kickstarter or something? Not making a game for the jam. If the math for twisting stuff is too twisted at any point, you could try helping out. No, that'd be great. Like, if you want to mess with that, you're welcome to. I'm still distracted here, but I'm like, having a team? That hasn't happened to me in a long time. I mean, sure, it's just people helping out a little bit, but actually paid for the asset, and then they made it free a few years ago. Okay. Yeah, I just started seeing their YouTube videos. And like, if I'm correct, I don't think this... Yeah, I was gonna say, I kickstarted it along with the everything else on Kickstarter, but... Yeah, I thought this looked cool. I was like, I don't think there's been many hoverboard games. Which is a bummer, because I'm like, I love that scene in Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet has that really cool hoverboard stuff, and I was like, oh, I love that. But I don't think there's been a lot of hoverboard games. Like I said, I think I have that, like... The Stunt Planet was one of those games that I've always wanted to come back to. Especially now that I watched that thing about you can just add a Bezier curve to a corner of the thing, and I'm like, oh, that would make a perfect ramp. Like, it's really looked easy to do. It's like, oh. Yeah, just like making a skateboard or something. I'm like, oh, that looks like it'd be pretty easy if I knew. Like, that doesn't seem that bad to make. Okay, I was gonna just run this. And hope that it gives me a little wiggly... A slightly wiggly line. Wow. If I went and remade Line Rider VR, I would definitely need to use this whole spline system, because that's a bit more over-enthusiastic than I was expecting. Why did you, like, immediately explode? Aren't you just wiggling? Why is it twisting so bad? Do I just need to stretch it out a little more? give me a float of some kind. That's a good guess. That is a good guess. I'll give you that, but that is not what I wanted. Float. It's not width. Length. Okay, and then just multiply this by the length. And then see if that... I wasn't expecting it to twist so bad. I just want to do a little bit of a wiggly line here. I'm gonna, at least, at any rate, I think I'm gonna end up with a pretty good looking beanstalk. If not a good looking game. Well, some of it's just gonna come down to the gnome. And I'll definitely want to do... That looks like he's twisted to all hell again. Why is so twisted? Yeah, like, exqueebs me. So if I go look at these... Do I need to... Like linear? I don't want it to be linear. That would be a little too obvious. Bezier? I don't think Bezier is gonna be like auto is probably fine. It just looks twisted to all hell. I thought just changing the positions would. Do I need to do it like a quaternion that identity or something? Or okay, when I look at the random spline that I made, because this is what I want, is to just kind of stretch it out like that. The spline, there we go, spline. Rotation. Okay, so that is a whole bunch of rotations. 350? Why? Why is it rotated that much? Or is there just a decimal point I'm not seeing? It does say 356. Seems excessive. Okay. But then when I do mine, so maybe I need to... How do I rotate it to be happy? Okay, that doesn't look as twisted, at least not the bottom, so I'm like it's... Yeah, okay, and it's stuff like this, where it's like, oh, we're gonna really twist it. Like, whoa, 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 slow down, why... why you getting so crazy with it? Huh? Okay, that's got some crazy rotations too. Why you twist so bad there, you dumb? I'm just changing the positions. I don't understand why it's twisting so much. Busy tangent out, maybe? I think it's just gonna be reversed. Tangent in, tangent out. That's gonna set the exact, like, how it curves. I don't know what those was. I was like, if I start setting that stuff, I think that's gonna give me a like linear. I'm like, I don't want it to be linear. I want it to have the curve. That's why I want to use this spline. Well, let's just see if this changes anything. I doubt it. At least visually, I think it's gonna look the same, even if it's gonna be just twisting it in 2 different directions. Okay. Ow. Okay, let's see if... Yeah, okay. Why does it get real twisted at the top here? It's just all sorts of dark and twisted. Like, excuse me, why? It starts off okay, and then it's like... just gets progressively wilder, like... Okay. Because of tangents? Well, that was like that. I don't know how to set the rotation exactly, but... Oh, wait. Do I make a new... No, I just take this spline that's there. So I can't get rid of this spline. Oh, wait. Or I could add a spline. Okay, wait. Spline container dot... add spline? No, that adds a full spline. Can I just say new spline? I guess it'll just add a new spline, but I guess I just take the old one and reconfigure it. But I can get rid of the... Or at this point, I can get rid of the knots in the spline. There we go. Okay, so that's a spline that will grow out into an awkward beanstalk. Okay, so now it's twisted just off the jump. Huh. That's a future Ryan problem. Okay, so just for now, this is going to be a leaf. And that leaf is going to be comprised of a, nope. A quad. Why do you keep wanting to rotate it? And then give me a quad. Give me a 180. Okay, there we go. So that's a nice leaf. Make it green, please. Yeah, okay. There. Alright. Prefabs. No, I don't want a leaf. I know, hopefully I'll get more of like an actual leaf model, but that'll work for now. I'm gonna do beanstalk too. Why not? Okay. So now, under beanstalk, let's do add leaves. So now, how do I find the edge of... Shoot. So how do I find the edge of the thing? Here's the question. Can I find a point along the spline somewhere? And then can I get the Okay, I think I will also need whatever that spline extrude. Spline. Wait, what was it called again? It's only 7:40? I started early, didn't I? It's been 2.5 hours. I guess I also spent an hour futzing around, which somehow makes it feel longer rather than shorter. Okay, so that's not anything anymore. That's not anything anymore. That's a prefab. So I can just add that as a prefab. Okay. So I have that prefab there, so I can get rid of that, and then I can do this. Oh, spline. Oh, it is spline extrude. I remembered it. I don't trust myself. I have a pretty good memory. I just don't trust myself at all. I very much need that believe in me who believes in you. Because I do not believe in me. I don't know where that lack of confidence comes from, but I know I lost it in puberty. I used to be like a real outgoing kid, and then middle school happened, and then puberty happened, and I just withdrew into myself, and I only somewhat recovered that. Then again, I think adulthood is a lot more complex than childhood too, so. Didn't I save that? Serialize field, spline extrude. No? Oh. Okay. I'll get to that in a second. I want to add the leaves, and I want to add the spline extrude. Then I can try to figure out where in the heck the leaves are going to attach. That is the one problem if I do three different beanstalks and then try to attach a leaf. They're gonna have leaves that go into other beanstalks. But I guess that's if it collides with another beanstalk, just regenerate the leaf. Iffy as heck, but also possible. So leaf, and then spline, just grab that and do that. Okay. So now it doesn't actually do anything with the leaf, but it has it, so that it can create it. So instantiate a leaf. I also want to parent it to this. There we go. So there's at least that. I can, so then 4 each. And then int will be leaves. So now, it's a for loop. Not a for each. Can we do leaves count? Because leaves makes it sound like it's the container, or the list of leaves. I just want the count of leaves. Okay, so now I want to do spline container, spline Or now I want to see if I can do dot random. Dot get bounds. I don't know what that means or is or does. Get curve interpolation. Interesting. Ooh, wait. What's the curve distance, though? Because I think what I can do, forget curve. Wait, okay, wait. I think I got an idea. So get curve interpolation. Then I say the spline container, spline, dot, not, dot, count, and then do Bezier not. Okay, so you're saying I don't need to do that. Okay, so I'm not gonna do it if I don't need to do it. So that'll give me a random range between 0 and however many knots there are. God balls, why do you have to be so picky about it? I'm using Unity Engine, not random. Okay, wait, can I just go back here and just say using? Do I using? There, using random equals Unity Engine, not random. I'm not using the other random just yet. I don't know if I will, but I'm not using it yet. So, let's just make it explicit. We're getting explicit on this Twitch stream here. Okay. So, that should give me a random knot along the thing. Then, if I do spline container, spline, and then the curve. I saw a get curve length. Aha. Okay, wait, so this is just an int, right? Yeah, int. So int random knot. Lol, so random knot. The jokes are bad. This is why I'm not a comedian. But the programming isn't any better, so row. So this is random knot, and then the curve. Told me once that I'm a funny guy. I like to think I'm a funny guy. I like to think I'm humorous, but I am not a comedian. There's a definite difference between being funny and being a comedian. Well, I think I'm really just trying to get at the difference between improv and stand-up comedy. I ain't good at setting up a punchline, but I think I can be humorous. Well, and then humor is subjective as well, so that's the excuse. It's not bad, you're just not trying hard enough. That's definitely what it feels like watching some of those long review videos of something like a Dark Souls, or I was just watching more like retrospective stuff on The Witness, where it's just like, it's not bad. You just gotta learn to love the thing. I'm like, I feel like you could do that with anything. I feel like that's what I do with those jam games, where I'm like, I see the good in every single one of the Jam games I play. Sure, some of them look very rough, but like, of the stuff I was sent, I thought all of it was cool. You know, some of it was better than others, just the nature of, you know, the team and the project and stuff, and the ambition, but like all of it was cool. So, will that give me... It's a float. Oh, I don't know what that means though. How do I get a random point along a spline? Do I need to Google this? I was hoping I could just, again, stumble my way towards an answer. I mean, this feels like I'm stumbling my way towards something. Because I'm picking a random curve and then a random distance along that curve. Oh, here. Random dot range. A random distance along the curve. So maybe not curve interpolation. So, difference between being funny and being a comedian. Getting paid. Text doesn't always show what's serious and what isn't. You gotta do those, what's the capitalization when you have every other letter capitalized? Get the sarcastic text going. It's cool that people have figured out a way to do different kinds of speech using text. So I was giving up and getting an answer from the world here. So Unity, random point on spline. Getting coordinates of a point on a spline. Apparently I looked at this tutorial at one point. I don't remember why I was looking at a spline tutorial, but... Because I feel like you want not just a point on the spline, but like a point on the curve of the spline. Because I'm like, I could just choose a random point and make... Okay, you know what? For the sake of getting points... Or for the sake of visuals. For the sake of just prototyping. I have a random knot. So then just... as much as I was having fun trying to figure out where a random point on a random spline was... on a curve. Random point on a curve was the... Okay, wait. It's a spline container. It gets to 8 o'clock. It's so wild. It just gets anywhere near 8 o'clock, and then I'm like, shut down, brain. Even more stupid than usual, if that's possible. Not. So get not. No? Not. Not. Get a not. Just at random not. Beans spline spawned a lot of capsules along the curve of the spline. Good look at how you did that. I suppose. Well, I was kind of assuming that was just part of the spline, is that it was spacing out the things. Because I'm looking to do random points along the spline. Is that not how you do this? Okay, knots. It's gotta count, so how do I get element at? Select. Take. Is there a whole other section of things here? Well, yeah, and it's because I'm not. I'm not looking for specific points along the curve. I'm looking for just a random point along the curve, and I don't know how. Well, I guess I don't know how many points are on the spline, but okay, wait. How do I get a knot? Like get a knot? Which is why I was doing knots. But then I didn't see like a get a knot. Spline is infinite points. It's a curve. It's easier to do on DreamTech splines. Well, and it's not super necessary. I can put the leaves just around knots. Well, no, I kind of do need to do it on. Okay, I should be able to figure out how to get a knot though. It's like like escapes me. Why am I having a hard time just getting a knot? Okay, wait, wasn't I? No, it's count. Yeah, so then shouldn't I be able to do splines knot? But I was trying to do that, and it was saying I couldn't do that because it's not a list like that. I enumerator not. Spline.to array. I guess. I thought there would have been a different way to get, like, just get a random knot. Yeah, because this says element at, and I'm like, is that what I want? With the index? Maybe? Okay, so... Man, I was hoping this was going to look kind of like a beanstalk. This is going to look kind of like a twisted worm with chunks sticking out of it. But that's, you got to start somewhere, and it's been all of 2 hours less that I've actually been working on this, so the position, there we go. Original position rotation parent, position rotation parent. So this is a new vector 3, and then transform? Yes, okay. There. And then quaternion dot identity. That's not going to be what I want to end with, but dot evaluate position random value. Is that part of, is that this Unity spline stuff, or so spline container spline dot evaluate position? I guess I should look up what these things are. I'm just like, we're gonna just random. Well, I could try it. Oh, it returns a float 3. Sure, dump that into... Okay, well, just to see. Okay, that's not giving me a knot anyway. That's not giving me a knot. God balls. This. Oh, I missed the thing there. Okay, so hopefully it should give me a bunch of these quads next to this horrible green line. And they're not going to be rotated in the correct direction, but that's okay, whatever. It's going to be a green line that's twisted in horrible ways with a bunch of squares floating next to it. That's the goal. Give me like 10 of them. So let's see if that does anything. Oh, my spline is a Unity Engine spline. I mean, I passed in a spline though, so I don't know which spline this is gonna give me. There's leaves somewhere. They're all stuck in the bottom of the thing. Why'd y'all mother fluffers just attach to the bottom of the thing? Because the random nut value was so multiplied by I dot length. Multiplied by height dot length. So now is that gonna give me green squares along the length of the thing? Wait, so is my splines the first spline in a spline container? Like which spline? Because there's like the spline container has multiple splines in it. So spline, 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 spline. At least you're up here. So leaf, 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 leaf. Excuse me. You were supposed to be multiplied by random value. Oh, okay. My spline is a variable you had in your test script. Okay. That makes more sense. I mean, it seemed like it was trying to make sense of this earlier. I mean, but that's the height of the beanstalk. I mean, it obviously put them all at the top, but I wanted it to be... Because this should be between 0 and 1, right? Yeah, so this should give me a percentage of height and length, right? Am I not understanding that correctly? Should be, right? Between 0 and 1 should be a percentage between the full height and length of the thing. And yet it all seemed to gather at the top. Although this is going to be a good chunk of the game, is to just get the beanstalk to generate. So... yeah, okay, they're all stuck at 44. Which is the top of the beanstalk, which, like, that's... you found the top of it, that's good. It's got a random value attached to it. That's a float, right? It's a float. That's an int. That's a float. It's not... it's not changing this into. So if I do the floats multiplied by the int, that's not the issue, is it? I was like, it's not the int turning the float into an int and just obliterating it, is it? Nah, bro, they're all at the top. Huh? Am I not understanding the math on that? At least random value was giving me something earlier. So if I just do multiply by length, I guess. Is that gonna give me a difference? Is that gonna put me at the top of length, which is like 5 or something? It's a random value. Evaluate position says the uses is valid between 0 and 1 for the distance along the spline. So 0 would be... Oh, so I don't need to multiply it. That's what you're saying. See, but I thought I did that, and it gave me everything grouped up at the bottom of the spline. I guess I should just start looking up the definitions in Unity or something. But I was just kind of... I'm in futz mode. I don't really... We're just going to play around. 22, 42, 26, 18. Okay, so... Bugger off! Why are you doing the right thing now, you dumb? Excuse me. You didn't do that the first time. You grouped everybody up at the bottom. Also, why in the heck does this tube look so brutalized when this is seeming to say that the spline is just wiggling a little bit? I really don't understand why the rotation on this looks absolutely murdered. But then when I try to put all these things on the edge of the thing, I say, okay. Yes, I did. And I was confused why it did that. Okay, so you're saying that when I put it in, it was supposed to do what it just did. And yet, the reason I got confused is because for some reason you... So you saw the same thing I did, where it just grouped everything up at the bottom, despite the fact that it shouldn't have, and now it did it correctly, despite the fact that that's what I thought I put in the first time. Okay, so then instead of quaternion.identity, can I do... is there a quaternion dot, like, certain rotation? No. Is there a transform dot rotate? Or a vector 3 rotation, rather? Vector 3. It needs to be a quaternion, though. Yeah, because this one has those. Does quaternion not have that? So then it's a new quaternion? I don't want to do a new quaternion. Those are scary if you mess with those. So 0, 90, 0, 0, or is it 1? Is it 1 or is it 0? I guess we'll see. I don't know how to use W at all. Okay. Yeah, it is funny that I did an interview the other day, and they were like, yeah, we should be getting back to you before Friday. And I was like, no, they're not going to get back to me before Friday. And lo and behold, it's Friday, and they didn't get back to me. I'm like, I kind of doubt that they're ever going to get back to me. That's just how interviews go. You got to put in all the effort and you get nothing in return, and you repeat that forever until you die. Or maybe, if you're extremely lucky, they'll contact you back and say, nah, sorry, bud. And then if you're extremely, super duper, extremely lucky, then you might actually get a job. Why is it 180 on the Y? Oh, the X, rather. Wait, so I said 90. Why'd they give me 180 on the... They said... What? Wait. Oh, no. I can't just... Because I need this, I need the transform, and then I gotta do that, so... We'll give that a go. Would really like to help more with Unity splines. But the original reason why you did Unreal and switched to Unreal. That's not encouraging. Like, does Unreal do splines a lot better, or does Unreal not do splines? Why are you not letting me... I did not put in negative 180. Excuse me. I don't understand why you're being such a pain about this. So now if I do 90 this way? No. So 90 this way? No. So 0. So 90. That's what I want. That's... Why'd you do 180? Why are you being such a bastard? This is why I didn't want to mess with Quaternion. This is why... This is why I just say Quaternion.identity and then I rotate it after the fact, because it just is a bastard. It's like... Why you gotta be like this? So, game... Object... No, leaf... clone. The clone of the leaf, and then the leaf clone dot transform dot rotate. And then, because this one, nope, makes more sense to me. Yes, rotate around. This is the one that I can actually conceive of with my tiny little brain, because then all I gotta do is say the leaf clone transform. Unreal has amazing splines that just work. Okay. I mean, Unity's just so bloated at this point. I don't know how bloated Unreal is, because Unreal's been around a long time too, but... okay, angle being 90, and then vector 3. Right. I think. Something like that. Okay, and then ideally I want to rotate it around... Oh, I want it to attach to... Hey, there we go. I just gotta not use Quaternion. That tends to be... It's actually attaching pretty close to just, like, right at the edge. Now, can I rotate it around the point? Is the question. Unity has many great spline tools which beat the built-in Unreal stuff and anything in its marketplace in terms of user-friendliness. Well, I'm like, even this spline thing doesn't really seem that bad. I'm just... It's been all of 2 hours. It's been all of 3 hours. So it's like... There's a lot of this stuff that like I just need to play with it some more. To understand it. Okay. So now... I guess it's also rotate? Can I just do it Can I literally just do another rotate? In this case, I'm actually doing it around here. So now can I rotate around this point? And instead, I want to rotate around up. And then I want to rotate around random rotation. No, that's a full quaternion. Yeah, because I just need to spin it around a thing. So give me a random range between. No, not a random range. You dumb, bad blasted. You gotta do the the redacted. It's always gotta be the redacted code. 360, something like that. Kinda, sorta, maybe. I think I might want to make the leaves a bit bigger and make the beanstalk a bit bigger. And moment of truth. That didn't work as well as I thought it would. I'm just rotating it. I'm just yeah, okay, no, I'm not rotate around. That's not what I wanted. Or is it? Like, wait, what? Am I just spin? No, if I was spinning it around itself, that's what this is. I should be spinning it around the center of the beanstalk, right? Okay, let's. So how do I get it to the outside of a spline? And this is this also looking at the GMTK splines? Okay, so if I do a GMTK spline, how does one do that? And then I immediately, my body says, nope, don't do that one, bud. You're too tired for that one. It's funny how immediate that was. Just, let's try this. Yawn. GMTK spline. Is that Dream? No, that's a C. GMTK spline. Add components. Add a spline component. Spline computer? Okay, I'm assuming all these blue ones are actually... Spline computer sounds kind of wild. A spline computer. Why? There's so much stuff. I always get afraid when there's so much stuff, but... click to add spline points. Well, I don't... It's like, because I wanna do it procedurally is the thing. Let me free. Okay. That's not a beanstalk. That is. This is madness. But you need to learn how it works first, right? Nah, I could just hack together some code and not understand it. You know, just copy, paste, and hope for the best. Create a new game object now and attach an extruder and make it follow the spline, and then you can focus on the C-sharp bits. Why do I need a new game object? Do I want to add the extruder here? Also, I'm gonna spline projector, maybe? Or spline mesh? What's a projector, though? You can have the extruder there as well. Yeah, I was thinking real hard about that. I need to add a mesh into the channel. I think I'm a bit too tired to be doing this right now. This was probably should have started this earlier, but channel. There's a new channel. Okay, so I didn't need a second when I lied. Can I get rid of this? Oh, my old man self just it gets close to 8:30. It's like it's your bedtime. It's such an early bedtime. And if I push past it, then it's like it's bedtime at 10 o'clock. Why? Why is there this much nonsense? I want just the files that I added. There's just this much nonsense. Right click to delete, maybe? You are correct. Okay, so add the mesh. So the custom mesh. Why is it making it look like it's doing the thing? The mesh render, right? Add a specific mesh. Oh. Do I want a cube or do I want... So does that mean I can make a spline made of gnomes? It'll just extrude it. Can I have a very tall hat? That's probably just gonna stretch the gnome into a long spline. Although I did say extrude. I probably just want a cube or something, right? Holy wow! It's not even 8:30. Skybox. Oh, there's default. Okay. So there's a default cube mesh. Yeah, probably better than a quad, I guess. Okay, so that's a cube mesh that extruded between those 2 points. So I lied. Can I delete that and then do a tempting, very tempting, cylinder. That is not what I was expecting. Quad, maybe? Sphere? Oh, that's the closest. That's... Why? These always these very helpful tools for people that have been using the tool for a long time. And then I come in here like, can I use the basics? And it's like, we're well past that, bud. Uh-oh. Creates only one right now. Check type. Place. I was like, because that's just going to do a bunch of spheres. I do want to extrude it, but I want to extrude... I feel like this is stretching a sphere across every single one of these points. So... Ah! That... is better. It's very obviously a bunch of spheres all placed on a line. Or worse than that, I guess. So... is a cylinder gonna help me? I don't think a cylinder's gonna help either, is it? No. It had to think really hard. Are you sure you want to make an entire spline of cones? I think the other spline was working out better for me. So, but does that still mean it's going to have that many meshes? I was under the impression that it was going to kind of... I guess I don't feel as dumb for the way I made my own handmade spline. I'm sorry I clicked... I was curious! I was like, let's make an entire spline out of little hats. Explode. What? Curiosity killed the cat. Okay, I'm getting close to the point of like, I think I might have to call this quits. If it's gonna be dumb like that. Blender, do you want to respond? You don't want to respond either. No, bud, stop doing anything. It's all broken and bad. Don't change meshes when you have auto count on. Because the mesh is small, it's trying to create a million of them. You have something going on in Unity if I can hang on for 10 minutes? Yeah, that's fine. Which is the funny thing. That, it's like not even 8:30 for me. And then it's me saying, can I hang on? And then I do that. It's like, hopefully I can hang on for 10 minutes. Okay. I regret everything. Okay, I thought a mirror would... Okay, no, modifiers. It is on modifier. So generate mirror. Oh, generate mirror. Okay, so then... Wait, generate mirror on which side? Or does it matter? That's why it was looking like it was doing double mesh. Okay, so then add a modifier, generate mirror. Ah, aha. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. And I could do. Wait. Is it proportional? Ooh. Okay, so then it's something like that, though. Oh, it's the sphere of influence that I need to. So something kind of like that, I guess. I lied. Stop doing the proportional one. Dude, I did it. It's a leaf, bruh. Okay, yeah, I exploded Unity. Okay, so now I want to... Oh, it does get both sides of the face there. Oh, and then I don't actually want to color it because I can just color it in Unity then too. Okay, so now... adding a point, maybe? Blender, why are you thinking? I made a plane, I moved some points around, and you're like, I might explode. Is it just because Unity's running? Because Unity's thinking real hard? Yeah, it might be because Unity's running real hard. Okay, just cancel. Just stop trying to do this. I regret everything! I will mess with Dream Tech splines some other day. This was a bad idea. Oh. I hit Task Manager, then I hit Task Manager again. Okay, Unity. Why do you say Vtube Studio is thinking so hard? Unity is the one that's doing a lot of stuff there. Made something with built-in Unity splines. I'm like, yeah, I know it's not responding. That's why I wanted to try to kill it. Okay. Loop cut, bevel, inset, extrude. Well, I want to add a point first. Add a cube. Gotta slide that in just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. randomly rotated. Yeah, that's the thing. You made the thing a lot faster than I could. Again, you have shown me up. Like, if you could get me to that point, that'd be great. That's what I'm trying to do. Good enough, right? Yeah, definitely. You even animated it too. Oh, your version's a really hacky solution. Well, I mean, it's the same sort of thing that I was doing, though. But you managed to get a little further with it than I did. So. Yeah, I think the capsules look a little goofy. But the leaves are positioned better than what I was getting. Good to know that I'm the dumbest of the bunch, but... Dewtween? Oh, okay, you use some Dewtween to animate it. That looks like an okay leaf. And then how do I... only for the leaf animation, actually. Okay. Well, because you said you were hand placing the animation for that, right? Add a point? I don't remember how to add a point. I just want to add a point so I can add a... Annotate, measure, add cube. Extrude the points. No, I wanted to add a point here. Let's add a cube. No. Okay. It's right click to get out of the menu, right? Dadgummit. Escape. I don't want to... I lied. I don't want to do a loop cut, though. Poly build, I guess. Oh my goodness, what in the heck did I just do? That looks neat. That's not what I wanted. Cut new topology. Hey, can I click on the other things, please? No, it's knife time now, and you cannot do anything but knife. Right click. It's just knife time. Why is knife permanent? I don't need more knife. Escape it. How do I... Why is every decision I make the wrong one? Sent a script and a few screenshots. I'll just be the idea guy. I'll just say, here's the idea. And then somebody who's competent can make it. Oh, okay, there's the whole script. And then the base spline body there. With the spline extrude. How did I goof up the positioning of the knots so bad? Let's lerp between those points. Okay, was this the stuff you wanted to send me? Because I think I'm falling asleep. So. I got the rest? Which, Okay, well, I'll make sure that I have this stuff downloaded. Oh, I'll have to get Tween again. Okay, Unity exploded anyway, so... let's just make sure that this is downloaded, but... Well, I'm like, why am I so kaput? And I'm like, I know why I'm so kaput, because I went and had a ton of bread and a soda, and it didn't do anything good to me, but it was delicious. I keep thinking, like, I feel good, let's celebrate with a bad decision. And then I feel bad. I'm like, oh, no, now I don't feel good. I don't want to do anything. Also, thank you for the follow. I kind of missed that because I'm falling asleep here, but... Again, it's like, well, it's... Oh, I keep thinking I gotta open up Unity. Unity exploded. I'm good. I'll mess with that another day. Yeah, I'm like, the only problem is this doesn't feel all that unique. Especially if somebody else said they're making a tower thing, but whatever. Although I've done that before. That's what I did with that Spider Simulator one. That was originally called Towerfall. And then I went and slept a night and came back and was like, no, wait, guys, I got it. Spider webs, that's unique. Okay, but I think I got the scripts downloaded. I don't know why I'm falling asleep just so immediately right now, but... But I am! Holy heck! It's bedtime whether I want it to be or not. So, I got the scripts. I'll be depressed about the fact that I can't do anything competently. It's not gonna help me sleep, but... Hopefully I can wake up and feel a little depressed about my own... A little less depressed about my own incompetence later. Like tomorrow. Why is it not letting me... Okay, let's... Okay, can I figure out how to close this stuff? No? How do I get out of knife mode? I can't even click file. It's not right click. It's not escape. Can I don't want a shortcut. I don't... Just leave knife mode. I wish to no longer be in knife mode. Okay, no, bye-bye. Save it. There we go. Okay, whatever. I can blame it on the fact that I'm too tired to think right now. But I also think I'm just too dumb. At least I'm determined to do stuff. Even if I'm too dumb to do it, so... Okay. Everything appears to have quit, so... Goodbye, good night, thanks for stopping by. Oh, I'll be back early tomorrow morning, because it's a jam, so... That's the plan. With, I don't know, I guess stealing somebody else's code. Who's nice enough to give it to me. So, again, I'll just... But... Okay, yep. So, I'll be back tomorrow morning. At least morning for me, so... 8 a.m. probably, so... A little less than 12 hours. So... But yeah, goodbye, good night, good luck, thanks for stopping by. Bye. Thank you for the help, too. I should also say that, but... Okay, yeah, goodbye, good night, bye.